I'm a serious person behind the screen, and welcome to a Star Wars Black Series figure review. In this one we'll be taking a look at number 3 from whatever line this is, Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi, so Jedi Luke Skywalker. So first let's take a look at the packaging. Well, it's your standard Star Wars Black Series packaging with the figure nicely displayed in a large window going around to the side there, with a picture of Luke Skywalker in the corner there. In the Star Wars Black Series logo, number 3, Luke Skywalker there, and then on the back you have some nice dark artwork of Luke and Vader dueling with the Emperor watching, and then the little description says, Luke goes to the second Death Star to confront his father Darth Vader in different languages. Now I believe on some versions of this it had a longer description that extended and sort of told a longer story, but that's not on here. So yeah, the standard sort of artwork here, and that's pretty much it for the packaging, and then obviously the figure and its accessories are displayed nicely there. So let's get on to the figure itself. So I'm actually quite impressed with how this figure looks. I knew it would look great anyway considering it's Star Wars the Black Series, but first I want to take a look at its accessories. So you see here, of course, Luke naturally comes stuck in his hand with his green lightsaber. So it's obviously kind of tiny. Although the detail on it is pretty good. You've got a little, I don't know if you can focus in, you've got quite nice paint jobs there, especially for its size. You've got quite nice on the hilt, and obviously the core can be removed, so remove that down there. But yeah, we've got some nice markings and little indentations on the hilt there, and it also comes with a belt clip, you may notice, and that is so if you wanted to, you can actually sort of attach the lightsaber to Luke's belt there, so that's a nice option for display. I do have a problem with this though, as the core comes bendy. It's sort of bent, you kind of have to sort of fiddle about with it to get it in the right pose, but it isn't too noticeable. The other accessory he comes with, if I just show you the figure here, he comes with a removable chest piece. So here I've got it to the second piece, so you just take it off, and here is the 2 chest pieces. Now this one is what comes on the figure to start with, it's just sort of black, and then this one is what comes in the packaging to change him over, where I think when Palpatine's electrocuting him, sort of some of it comes off and it's sort of like that. Now I personally prefer this to be on him because it adds a little more life to the figure, I feel, because the figure's kind of all black, so it's kind of nice to have a bit more life in it. To attach it, it's quite simple. You will see in his chest it's got 2 peg holes there, so that's quite easy. You just put the pegs in the peg holes and there you go, you're good to go. You've got a different chest piece for Luke. Now moving on to the figure itself, going from the top down, the face sculpt, yeah, it's alright. It looks kind of like Mark Hamill. I think it could have been better, mainly around the eyes, but I think if you look at it from the side, it is definitely Mark Hamill, especially from the Return of the Jedi. The hair's quite nice, you've got the paint job's quite nice in it with all the little different colourings there, and it's quite good. Coming there, you've got his little collar there, and on the actual chest, it's quite nice as well. You've got crease and wrinkled materials all around the figure here, especially noticeable on the back, and his belt is obviously sort of loose, and then coming down you will see his hand is obviously black since it got taken off in The Empire Strikes Back, and the detail on the hands, it's nothing special, but it's pretty good for a 6-inch figure. So if I just focus in on that, yeah, you see you've got the little veins and the fingernails there. But speaking of those fingernails, you can actually kind of see what the hand is. You can see that it's just a repainted hand because it actually has got the fingernails on the glove, which kind of shows some laziness. The detail on the legs is quite good, but it's kind of hindered by the points of articulation, but you can't really, complain there. And then on the back you've got more of that nice creased and wrinkled material. But the only problem I would have with this is because of the removable plate, it kind of makes his chest sort of stick out a bit. So you see you've got a little, it's kind of sticking out, which is kind of weird when he's on display. Now turn to articulation, his head can do the full 360 with no problem. It can nod up and down and turn side to side there. The arms have articulation there. full 360 at the arms as well. On the bicep, it moves up, down. The hands can move all the way around. The legs can kick out. Quite a limited range of motion, kind of, but they're kind of good. The knees can bend. The feet can sort of twist up and down and move, but they're quite hard to move, so I wouldn't force it if I were you. So, and also the waist can also move round as well, so you can do that. So, actually quite a nice figure, and it does offer a range of poses for Luke. So what do I think of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi figure? Well, I think this is actually quite a pretty good figure with very good articulation, very good detail, and a lot of poses that you can put him in, as you can see here, which again is coming back to the articulation. The accessories are also very good. Obviously, they didn't have to include a removable chest piece, but it's nice that they did, because I think that adds to the life of the figure. And the lightsaber is very nicely detailed as well, although obviously the core is a bit bendy, and some of the paint apps on the lightsaber are kind of inaccurate, but that doesn't really matter, as I'll be posing here while he's holding it in his hand, so it's not really too noticeable. For some reason, the black on his suit is kind of glossy, and something I've noticed with a lot of Black Series figures is that their heads and skin can kind of be pale, like not white as a sheet, but you can see it's sort of not quite human. I mean, if they had browned him up a little bit more, not so he looks like he's tan, but done something, I think it would have been worked better, because it is a bit jarring, and yeah, I'm not really sure why, but still, it is nice to have this figure. Now I just need to get Darth Vader so they can have a duel. But I must say, I got this figure for a bargain price of £15 in a cheap shop in Payton, because I'm in Torquay for a week, so I decided to go to Payton and walk into a cheap shop. It's called This Is It, by the way. I wasn't really like expecting to find anything, and I just saw this on the shelf and I thought, this is a proper collectible figure. I have to buy this. £15, you really can't go wrong. So yeah, I just need Darth Vader. He might be quite hard to get though, and then they can have a duel somewhere. But yes, I do quite like this figure, if slightly inaccurate in places and does have some problems, but I do recommend picking it up if you find it. So thank you so much for watching this Star Wars The Black Series figure review. If you want to see more, then please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care now.